The future of Sergio Perez with Red Bull Racing has been a topic of speculation recently, and the latest remarks from Alpha Tauri team principal Franz Tost have added fuel to the fire. Tost has suggested that Alpha Tauri's young driver Yuki Tsunoda could replace Perez in 2025 once he has had 2 more years of experience. This raises questions about Perez's future with the team, especially considering the tensions between him and Max Verstappen. With Red Bull's history of pairing an experienced driver with a younger one, the situation is worth watching closely. So don't go anywhere as we will explore the reality behind the news about Checo Perez's replacement with Yuki Tsunoda in the 2025 season. So let's go. It has been reported that Sergio Perez may be replaced by Yuki Tsunoda within years, according to Alpha Tauri team principal Franz Tost. Perez currently has a contract with Red Bull until the end of the 2024 season, but could be replaced by the Japanese youngster in 2025. Tost believes that Tsunoda could be ready to make the step up to the top team after 2 more years under his belt. However, Perez's 2023 season has kicked off in dramatic fashion with a win in Jeddah, which has sparked hopes of a title challenge in 2023. Red Bull team principal Christian Horner has been publicly supportive of Perez throughout the Mexican's time with Red Bull, and the pair have a strong working relationship. While there are signs of some cracks appearing in their relationship, on-track results remain acceptable, and Perez offers an almost unmatched commercial value for Red Bull. Sergio Perez faces a crucial season in 2023 as he seeks to achieve his best performance in Formula 1. The Mexican driver, who races for Red Bull, will be under increased scrutiny as his contract expires in 2024, and doubts remain about his capability to compete for a world championship. The pressure is on for Perez to deliver consistent results and prove his worth to the team as speculation over his future intensifies. After Sergio Perez's impressive performance at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, there were hopes that he could potentially challenge for the championship title in 2023. However, his error in qualifying at the Australian Grand Prix highlighted the need to address inconsistencies in his performance if he wants to compete with his teammate Max Verstappen. The recent Jeddah race brought some tension within the Red Bull team. Sergio Perez's victory was celebrated by everyone except his teammate Max Verstappen, who acted sour about it. The relationship between the two drivers has been under strain since the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, where Verstappen refused to let Perez win, despite having already clinched the championship. The situation has raised questions about Red Bull's driver lineup for the future, as Verstappen's contract stretches until the end of 2028, and the team will need to make tough decisions about who to pair him with. Red Bull's current reserve driver, Daniel Ricciardo, will also be in his mid-30s by then and will be likely racing for another team. So the team may turn to impressive young Japanese racer Yuki Tsunoda, according to Franz Tost, the Alpha Tauri boss. Tsunoda has been turning heads with his impressive performances this season, despite the team's lack of competitiveness. Although he's only 22 years old, he's already a seasoned driver, entering his 3rd Formula 1 season. While Perez's win has brought some tension within the team, Red Bull is still dominating the season, and it seems like they will have a smooth sail to the championship, barring any unexpected events. However, this dominance also adds to the pressure between Perez and Verstappen, with both drivers now shown they can win races on their own. Perez is eager to make the most of his current position with Red Bull, knowing that his time there may be limited. Perez has admirably fulfilled his role as a number 2 driver at Red Bull, providing support to Verstappen during his championship victories in 2021 and 2022. However, there have been reports of tension between the two drivers, with rumours circulating that Verstappen has not yet forgiven Perez for his qualifying mishap in Monaco last year. Additionally, their relationship was strained further by dramatic radio messages during the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Although Perez continues to struggle with a pace deficit to Verstappen, he has so far been able to produce acceptable on-track results this season. Despite his lack of pace, his commercial value for Red Bull is almost unmatched. According to a recent study, Perez generated $33 million in social media value alone in 2022, more than his teammate Verstappen. Furthermore, his social media interaction figures are only surpassed by Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. This commercial impact could play a significant role in Red Bull's decision to retain him in 2025. However, if Aston Martin, Mercedes, and Ferrari start to narrow the gap at the front of the field, Perez could find himself under pressure. Although he is a perfect second driver for Red Bull when they hold an advantage, last season demonstrated that he struggled to outperform the Mercedes and Ferrari drivers when they closed the gap. In 2022, few would have thought of Tsunoda as a serious contender to replace Perez at Red Bull in the near future. However, the Japanese driver has recently caught people's attention with his performances in the 2023 season. During his rookie season with Alpha Tauri in 2021, Tsunoda's form was inconsistent, but he managed to narrow the gap to his highly rated teammate Pierre Gasly in 2022. Now, 2023 looks set to be a year where he breaks out. Tsunoda started the season strongly with consecutive 11th place finishes before impressively taking his Alpha Tauri to a 10th place finish in Melbourne, securing the team's first points of the season. Tsunoda's consistency in his driving at the start of the season is proving to be crucial. He has often faced criticism for his erratic performances during his time in Formula 1, but it appears that the 22-year-old has matured into a solid midfield driver. Recently, Toast's comments have added more pressure on Tsunoda's performance this season. If he continues to progress as he has been, Red Bull will have to make a significant decision in 2024. Toast praised Tsunoda's improvement, stating, "I can confidently say that Yuki is on the right path. He has demonstrated improvement in all aspects of his driving. However, I believe that he should continue driving for Alpha Tauri in 2024. Toast went on to suggest that Tsunoda could be ready for Red Bull by 2025 after gaining more experience and refining his skills. The announcement of Daniel Ricciardo's return to Red Bull as a test and reserve driver for the 2023 season has sparked rumours of a potential full-time comeback to the Formula 1 grid for the popular Australian driver. Ricciardo has made it clear that he intends to return to F1 on a full-time basis after departing from McLaren at the end of the previous season. However, the 33-year-old has stated that he is not interested in driving for a team that is not competitive. Considering the existing relationship between Ricciardo and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner and their successful history together, there has been speculation that Ricciardo could replace Sergio Perez if the Mexican driver fails to meet expectations. Daniel Ricciardo's performance during his time at McLaren has been lackluster, leading many to question his future in Formula 1. Replacing Sergio Perez, who brings stability to Red Bull, with Ricciardo would be a risky move considering his less than impressive spell at McLaren. At present, Perez's future at Red Bull is within his control, but Ricciardo is poised to take his place if he starts to struggle. The Italian-Australian driver is waiting in the wings for an opportunity to return to a competitive team. After an intense Formula 1 race in Australia over the past weekends, the legendary Alain Prost made some critical comments regarding almost every team except Aston Martin. Even Red Bull, which has been on a hot streak lately, was not exempt from Prost's scathing critique. Specifically, Prost took issue with the team's tactics that seemed to favour Max Verstappen over his teammate Sergio Perez. The tension between the two Red Bull drivers reached a boiling point after the race in Jeddah, where the team performed well, but the relationship between the drivers remained strained. Prost recently made a thought-provoking statement about the start of this year's Formula 1 season, warning that even top-tier teams like Red Bull are never too far from a potential crisis. Prost emphasised that the upcoming races will play a pivotal role in determining the team dynamic at Red Bull, especially with a noticeable shift in Sergio Perez's demeanour, who seems determined to give Max Verstappen a run for his money. So far, the Red Bull drivers have split victories among themselves, with Verstappen taking 2 wins and Perez 1. However, after a disappointing qualifying session that forced Perez to start from the pit lane in Melbourne, Verstappen was able to open up a 15-point lead over his teammate, despite Perez's impressive comeback to finish in the top 5. Prost believes that with Perez's newfound competitive spirit, the battle between the two drivers could escalate, potentially leading to further tension within the already tumultuous Red Bull garage. So what do you think? Will Yuki Tsunoda be a good driver for Red Bull in 2025 if signed, or Checo Perez be able to come back in the upcoming races? Let us know in the comments below. Do like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.